Well, good morning. Here we go again. It is a Thursday. This is Mirador Television, and behind me is the White Hart Hotel in Lewis. And ahead, another quirky look at what's going on in the world around us. In an hour's time, we shall have with us Eliza Page, who brings, as usual, her alternative view of what the world is all about. And we'll have to see what she's got going this week. I have to tell you, if you ever want to challenge Liza on some of her alternative views, if you want to put it that way, you better be spot on, because she does her research. She really works on the information she gets for her program. So although it is open to interpretation and to debate, she thinks it out very carefully before she speaks. So there you go, Liza Page in half an hour, well, about an hour actually. It's because now it is 8:30, and one of the things that we always worry about, of course, is the weather. Never mind the weather, as long as we're together, we should have the weather for today, and indeed we do. At long last, I got it right, I think. Well, after the battering we took last night, you'll be pleased that it's going to be clear skies today and sunny. It's going to reach 11 degrees. I think it is 11 or 12. Right now, it is 7 degrees, and it's gained a degree in the last 30 minutes. So it is climbing towards a half-decent temperature. Not a bad day. Not a bad day at all. However, a moderate breeze is enough for me to have to worry about whether my hat stays on my head or not. So do be careful what you choose in terms of your clothes when you go out. Right you are. Let us start to take a look then at the news front pages of the newspapers, which are basically the news headlines. And the first one comes from the Metro. Oh, and it is outraged, the dear old Metro. Oh dear, it is up in arms because once again here I thought I got it licked, and I haven't at all. Yes, I have. I know what I'm doing wrong now. Aha, he said, because the reason that it's so outraged is, and its headline is Naked Fury. Naked Fury, because it says that Harry Home Alone is the headline that sits atop the Metro, highlighting the royal story that is popular with today's papers, alongside an image of the King and Duke and Duchess of Sussex. It is the news that Prince Harry will travel back to the UK alone for his father's coronation, while his wife stays in the United States with their children. Below that, the paper warns of naked fury, and it's splashed right across its front page. Naked fury, referring to hundreds of complaints made over Channel 4 showing a new program, Naked Education, in which naked adults strip in front of school children to teach them about bodies. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We can't have that, can we? Well, apparently a lot of people say, no, we can't. Morality in Middle Britain is still there and vents its entire fury on anybody who tries to make them feel that they shouldn't be doing something. They are really a bit of rotters. Dear. Oh dear, what a way to start the day. Anyway, then let's go on to the Daily Mail. Harry's blink and you miss it. His coronation visit. So poor old Harry is going to take a bit of stick. He said yes. He's not bringing the kids or his wife. The missus is going to stay at home in California and look after the children while he pops over. There is some suggestion that he won't even go to any ceremonies afterwards. He'll just put an appearance at the Abbey and then disappear. Well, to be quite honest with you, they're all being very childish about this. Frankly, if he didn't want to come, I would simply say, stuff off. You stay where you want, Harry. You do what you like. Because I suspect that if there is longevity, if Charles III reigns for any length of time, and Harry lasts with his lady friend, his wife, actually, it's not his lady friend, his wife, for any length of time, is they're all going to regret this. Because as they mature, the family rows like this tend to get sorted out, and people feel they behaved in a very childish way, which they are and have been. But Prince Harry's coronation trip is described as blink and you miss it, with columnist Sarah Vine claiming Meghan's absence will be a relief to Buckingham Palace. The paper, whose publisher, the prince, is in the process of suing over separate allegations of phone tapping, says the announcement came after the delicate negotiations between the Sussexes and the palace, described by the Mail as an unnamed source as a game of transatlantic ping pong. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. As I'm afraid Harry is doing it again. Oh, he's kicking over the traces, isn't he? Oh dear, dear, dear. Right, the Mirror. Spare will be there, it says. Spare will be there is how the Daily Mirror sums up Prince Harry's coronation visit, and is and it says coronation plans, making reference to his recent memoir titled Spare, which saw the royal maker swathe of allegations about his family, including a physical fight between him and brother Prince William over remarks the latter supposedly made about Meghan. Prince Harry's trip to the UK will be quick. He's not going to stay here for very long. The Daily Telegraph. Harry's place at the coronation sparks hope of a royal truce. Well, that's the most optimistic take on spinach I've seen. Citing unnamed royal sources, the Telegraph claims Prince Harry's decision to attend the coronation has pleased the king and has raised hopes that the pair are on track for some form of reconciliation. It's about showing support and being there for his father, one source told the paper, adding it was a personal decision, not a PR one. There is also some detail about Meghan's decision to stay in California, which the paper claims is to celebrate the couple's son, Prince Archie's 4th birthday, the same day as the coronation on the 6th of May. Well, there you are. We're really getting into the gossip of the front parlour, aren't we? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, dear. Now, the King's Relief, Harry will be there, is the next headline, and that is in the Daily Express. And so, is there relief? Is that the King is in fact going to be pleased? Is he relieved that Harry will be there? Frankly, I don't know what the hell the fuss is about. If he doesn't want to come, he doesn't want to come. Don't force him to. But the King's relief that his youngest son will be at his coronation is the focus of today's Daily Express, with the paper branding the monarch forgiving and the prince disgruntled. Despite the news, the paper warns that there will be inevitably be a lot of scrutiny on the strained links between the royals the royals after the Duke's bombshell memoir published earlier this year. The celebrations will mark the first time Prince Harry has been seen with his family since the book's release. Well, they are. What are they? All right. Now, let's go on to the Ulster scene because Joe Biden has been making news, and he's in Belfast in Northern Ireland, and now he's heading down to the Republic, where he feels much more comfortable. Biden appeals for Stormont breakthrough as the United States denies he is anti-British. Oh dear, we're getting back to that now. Is he anti-British or not? Of course he is. Most American presidents are. They've got Irish descent. The thing is, as what he feels personally and what he should do and reflect as president of the United States are two separate things. And he should remember that. He should remember that indeed. The eye leads on President Biden's promise to invest billions in Northern Ireland if parties work together and return to power next Parliament, really. There is also a top spot for story about Prince Harry. Then they claim that these are the bits and pieces for his approach to what's going on in Westminster. So he's denying that he's anti-British, or his supporters are. And there have been little bits of spats, and frankly, do we care? The Financial Times. Bailey's fears for smaller banks drive prospect of higher deposit guarantees. Well, that's hardly likely to make the front page of most of the papers. What the paper says is Biden's appeal to Northern Ireland's political parties is also covered by the Financial Times, which carries a photo of the leader, which actor James Martin, who recently starred in the Oscar-winning film as Ian Goldfish, as Irish Goodbye. How did I get goldfish out of that? The president will spend the rest of his trip in the Republic of Ireland, the paper says. Okay, now a different take from the Times, who look at our security, and its headline is British lives are at risk from United States secrets leak. And that is a warning to MPs, says. And the way that Charlie has been looking at it, and the way which newspaper is the Times is looking at it, is that the Prince's coronation features on all front pages, but the paper, and that is the Times, has had on its front page the royal couple, but the paper leads with a story about United States intelligence giant leaks. MPs fear that this is being made into more than a matter of nonsense, and of course it is a matter of nonsense. It's not nonsense at all. Something we need to debate. MPs fear that a British lives have been put at risk, while Whitehall is bracing itself for another step. A step isn't the right word, but anyway, a vote that is more about Harry and Meghan. It is about anything else. But it says damaging discussions about sensible military operations are going to take place between the King and Prince Harry. No, not Prince William. The Daily Star. Oh, now it's got a lovely take. Now we are running out of penguins. Well done, the Star. They get to the heart of things very quickly. The Daily Star warns of the worst shortage ever of penguins, and in turn their faces. Oh dear, I always change places at the wrong time, at exactly the wrong time. But anyway, we got to the point where the paper cites an Enero boffins, saying the bird's excitement has major environmental benefits, but we don't know what they are. So what's the point? What is the point? Oh dear, running out of penguins. There's one local story that I think that we should use or look at because it's important. And right, give me a moment. Give me a whatever. And no, we'll leave that one for a bit. It's just proving a little bit elusive in terms of finding it. I'll read it out to you a little later. Okie dokie. Where are we now? 8:51. And we say that we wanted to take a look at local. The main story was a boy being hit and run on the sands on the coastline, and how he's fighting back and getting things together. Okay, now we sign off for half an hour, as you know, until such time as we can come back with a proper comprehensive newspaper, or actually news review, not and then Eliza will be here to do stuff. And believe me, if you think that being a woman MP is difficult and you want to get out, make sure that you can right now. Because if you're trapped inside, you get embroiled in all this will we or won't we, and your own personal relationships can suffer very, very badly. Anyway, let's let's just take a quick look inside papers here. These are well, the second page isn't throwing up anything. I mean, they're interesting, and but if you don't own your own house, they wouldn't mean much to you. Relief over the Meghan decision. The King, a controversial ceremony now with basically Harry staying away, even though he said he'll come. And actually, there's a funny melange of news things this morning. The Pentagon leaks spread on web channel run by the British student. Aha! Now, another conflict, real or imagined. A British student, aged 20, has found himself at the center of a diplomat's grave to use it to hold a satanic ceremony on. He makes a few references. But I can't really see that that's too relevant to whether Biden is anti-British or not. Okay, Khan's clean air zones in the court battles. London Sadiq Khan will be forced to defend the controversial expansion of his clean air zone in court following a leader Trevor. It is a challenge. Okay. You can see I just until my eyes are properly fixed, I have a problem. All right, 4 Tory boroughs plus a former cabinet minister have won permission to take the cabinet claim for a judicial review. That's perfectly okay, and I was happy to have done that. But lockdown stopped us. So what is to use us just coming out of pre-lockdown or pre-lockdown studio space where we can chat this thing through and decide whether the good guys, the guys who have no extra grind except on perhaps stage, are in tried to anybody on our staff, anybody at the White Hart. And but if you're talking to the receptionist, who this morning is the gorgeous Sally, she's the owner of the hotel, and she's putting in a stint this morning. And this young Steve is handsome young Steve who wows the ladies when they come in. They're on the front desk, and they are getting the flack, I suppose, of the fact that this is a day where everybody is showing their weight to try and embarrass or output the opposition parties, and I don't approve of parties, Right, I'm loving kale instead. Robbie's diet pays off. Let me quickly look at that. Right, the former Daisy Star is looked slim and tossed as he posed who is bias, blues, and used to get up. Anyway, why do we worry about? I know it was about the kale. I did see that in the supermarkets it seems to have taken a surge. Perhaps that's why some royals are now getting the cabinet office reopened, and the people. Yeah. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm losing my train of thought simply because I don't find it terribly interesting. But it's just as well because we're coming to the end of that first half hour, and I lasted for 3/4 of it. So we'll go away and we'll see whether we can find something interesting for you at 9:30. And then at 10 o'clock, you will have the pleasure of Liza Page, who brings the alternative view. All right, say toodle pip, Keith, because that was a funny range of newspapers. I couldn't get a grip or a handle on anything that's really getting exciting, and I certainly don't want to get excited at this stage about the coronation. Too far away. All right. We'll see you in half an hour. And it is now. It's 8:58. By the time we played these little buttons and things, so it'll be plenty of time for you to get yourself sorted for whatever you want to join us for the second hour. All right. Well, I'm trying hard to find where we go. That's it. All right. Okay. Until 9:30. Toodle pip. Okay. Toodle.